How's it going, everybody? It's been a really long time since I put anything on my channel, so I figured why not start filming some stuff again whenever I'm out in the garage. I'm filming this with my phone right now. I bought some shitty camera and turns out it's shit, so it doesn't work, of course. So I got a few projects going on right now, so I'll go ahead and show you guys where I'm at with everything. Alright, so biggest thing that I have going on right now, 5.3 L33 casting aluminum block going into this 94, I think I bought a 94. Yeah, it's going to this 94 GT right here, because as you can see over here in the corner, that's what's left of the 302. It decided to crack the head. I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'll show you the other thing that I got. So this here is an 02 GT that I bought for like 2,600 bucks, which is not bad. It's got a few things wrong with it. The biggest problem right now is the O2 sensor somehow managed to fall out of the exhaust last week while I was driving it. So that makes god awful noises and does not run right at all. So I need to fix that, but it's like sub-freezing temperatures here, and it never gets that cold, so it's really cold for me. So I'll go ahead and start it up and see if it starts. I haven't started in about a week and a half. So yeah, you can probably hear the exhaust leak. Yeah, if you could see right there, it was hanging down. That was the O2 sensor that fell out. So here it is. Alright, so that car there, I just saw how cheap it was, so I went and bought it because it's so freaking cheap. Problems with it are second gear. Second gear grinds almost every time you put it in. That's annoying. Heater core's bypassed. It's got nasty misfire because somebody stripped the coil plug, the bolt where the coil goes down into the intake. They stripped that out, so it was just laying literally in the cylinder, the hole for it. And so I have to buy a new intake and put that on because it's stripped out, and I'm pretty sure there's two more that's stripped out that have zip ties around them, so that really sucks. But it's a fun little project. So right now I believe I'm gonna try and put this 5.3 on the stand and clean it up. Alright, so the first thing I have to do to get this thing on the stand is take out the 3 torque converter bolts, and I can get to the flex plate. The torque converter bolts on a 5.3, they're 15 millimeter around the outside, but I'm pretty sure that on the inside there's like an Allen or something like that you can use. I'm not quite sure. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand. Alright, so I'm going to pull these out, then get right back with you. Alright, so I was able to get the flex plate and the torque converter off. All I had to do was I dropped the starter off the side of the motor, and if you turn the motor around right to about right here, if you put the bolts for the torque converter right about there, you can get them out pretty easy. I put my foot on the torque converter and held it since there's no bolt in front of the crank pulley, and it's really weird to do. But I used this new little impact I got from work. It's a Power Torque brand. It's kind of like a parts store house brand of tools. I work at O'Reilly, so I got it for 88 bucks, and I put a U-joint on it and banged out all the bolts for the torque converter, and then, which were, if anybody needs to know, they are 15 millimeter on the outside, or you can use a Allen wrench. I don't remember exactly what size it was for Allen wrench. I've seen, when I dropped the trans in my truck, I used an Allen wrench head. I used, it was one of these but bigger. But Yeah, so it was crazy, but that little impact, I paid 88 bucks for it. It was 20 amp hour battery. I mean, 20 volts, 2 amp hour battery. It's really good for the price, and it banged out all the bolts with no problems whatsoever. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop these motor mounts off of it and throw these swap mounts that I have on it just for shits and giggles. And who knows, I might just set it down in the car real quick just for fun, or I might just throw it straight on the stand. But next thing I'll do, I'll let y'all know. Alright, so if you notice, there used to be a motor there. It's now in there. Sweet. So got the motor mounts on and just sort of dropped them in right here. Took maybe 5-10 seconds to drop this bitch down in here. The hardest part was how I have it hooked up on my load leveler. The load leveler is physically incapable of leveling any load because this one right here is tensioned. That one back there is not tensioned. This one right here has no tension on it unless you twist it weird. But I was able to pop it down in here. But I need to pull it back out. Clean all that shit off of it. Because it's been leaking from somewhere. Still can't tell. As soon as I dropped it in, it leaks from somewhere on the front. Maybe the front timing cover or something. Who knows? But yeah. So got the torque converter off, flex plate, motor mounts off, motor mounts on, and I went ahead and dropped it in the car today. So that's pretty good. One thing I did notice, I wonder if you'd be able to see it. It's still got the truck pan on it, but if you can see that AGE sticker right there, it's the front K member, and that's the bottom of the pan right there. So I'm not sure about that. I'll probably have to get that one low profile one that Chevy makes, or I think a GTO pan. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I believe a GTO pan is what a lot of people use for the 240s and everything. Sit close to the ground. Alright guys, so I guess that's going to end my first upload in about a year. Let me know if you like it. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You guys see a lot more of this thing right here and the red one outside, and probably a few videos rebuilding my 302. So stay tuned.